What's happening, everybody? This is the Scattered Smothered Experiment. My name is Bobby D, and I'm here with my co-host Cliff. And we appreciate you guys chiming in for yet another um, episode.
Another episode, yeah.
Another episode, if we'll call it that.
We'll just figure it out as we go now.
So you had a really action-packed weekend last weekend. I was part of the Saturday, but Saturday I did something to my freaking ankle. I have no clue what it was, but I woke up the next day and could barely walk. But you yourself had an experience solo. Well, not solo. You had some friends with
I
you,
had
but
a couple people with me. It was an adventure, I will say that.
right.
So went hiking with a buddy of mine and his wife and their dog, and we got out there. We started hiking. We were in the Talladega National Forest, and let me pull it up. I can't remember the exact name of the trail. One moment, folks.
Pinhoti?
Hold on. To be able to tell the story, I have to be able to tell you the name of the actual trail we started on, because that wasn't the trail we started on. That's what made it a crazy adventure. Was we ended up on one. We started on one trail. All right. The name of the first trail was Cave Creek Trail, and we got out there and we started hiking around, and we kept on going because it was supposed to loop around. And next thing you know, we're still hiking, and we start seeing blue markers instead of standing up sign markers. So we're like, okay, well, this must be the rough area in the trail. And we keep on following it, and we get to a couple spots where we decide to sit down for a minute, catch our breath, and get us a little bit of water in our system. Maybe take a little snack break. Just catch some views. And we got up, we decided to keep on going, and we got to another marker. Well, we decided to grab the phones out and download this app that used our GPS coordinates to tell us which ways we have to go on this trail. And we kept on going and kept on going. And then we ended up on the Pinhoti Trail. And if any of you aren't familiar with the Pinhoti Trail, it's a really, really long trail. I got nervous because I've been on this trail before.
Yeah.
And I had told the guys, I was like, y'all, I don't know about this because I've done this. This is not the part that I've been on this trail, and we did an 8-hour hike on it the last time I was on.
But that's a big trail.
That's a huge trail, and for y'all that don't know too much about it, it's actually a branch on the Appalachian Trail itself. It's just part of the Appalachian Trail. And we kept on going, we kept on going. Stopped a few more times. My buddy's wife, she was having a little bit of a hard time. her body was just starting to ache, and she she was acting like she was giving up on the hike. Well, we kept on trying to motivate her and push her to keep pushing forward because we were so sure that we were near the end. Well, his phone went dead, so we had no way of looking at the map. And next thing you know, it's the sun's going down, and we I see one more marker at the very top of the mountain. So I was like, y'all just chill here for a second. I'm gonna run up, check it out, see what I can see. Maybe we can see the end of the trail. And I get up there and I see this little map, and it's showing us, oh shit, we're headed straight for the we're on the Appalachian Trail at this point. Scares the living shit out of me. I ain't even gonna lie, because I was like, oh snap, we don't know where the hell we are. He's lost his map. I look down at my phone thinking, okay, I'm gonna download the app and get it all going so we can find out exactly where we are so we can get out of there. Well, I look down and my phone is on 5% battery. So at that point, I'm not able to even download anything. I don't have any kind of signal on my phone. And when we finally got to a point where we could actually do something, I started having a panic attack. I was like, here's my phone. Somebody call 911. We had to call 911 out.
The last thing you wanted to do.
And the last thing I wanted to do was call 911. And
That's crazy.
the bad thing is, the first time, nobody answered the phone.
At 911?
At 911.
They're like, this guy
Yeah.
knows too much.
Like, call 911 and it doesn't go through. Come on now, it's 911. You're supposed to answer the phone. So we start freaking out even more. And we got through again. We called again and it went through. And they were like, what's going on?
They're
We're
like,
like, we're lost.
did they act like they bothered you? Because it seemed like it was an inconvenience for them to answer the phone. The way that you put it, I don't know. They were like,
it seemed like it.
hey, what do you, this is the second time you've called this number. What do you want?
I didn't talk. I handed the phone off to somebody else because I was not.
You didn't want to have the conversation.
I did not want to have that conversation. So they were like, so where are you located? And my buddy's like, what trail are we on? I was like, right now we're technically on the Pinhoti Trail. But if we go any further, we're going to be on the Appalachian Trail itself. The actual Appalachian Trail. And she was like, she, whoever it was like, just stay where you're at. Hold on for a minute. We're going to transfer you over to the rescue squad, to the nearest county. It ended up being Clay County, Alabama. So we ended up getting put on the phone with the rescue squad out in Clay County. And they were like, don't move for any reason. Whatever you do, do not leave that location. We've got your GPS coordinates and we'll be out there as soon as we can to get you out.
So
it ended up taking them an hour and a half, which isn't bad because I'm not sure exactly where Clay County is to that when it comes to that area.
I know it's way off in the sticks,
but
my buddy John said that he lived out in Clay County, and they didn't have cable. They didn't have cable.
I believe it.
like throughout the '90s into the 2000s,
I
they didn't
believe
have
it.
cable.
I believe it.
He didn't have cable till the man left for college.
I believe it. I believe it.
So,
They're out in the middle of nowhere.
right.
Like, but they're like, stay where you are. We're coming to get you. Don't worry. They ended up saying, and how much battery life do you have total? And they were like, well, hang up the phone. If you need anything, just text. So we ended up pretty much having a damn conversation with the chief of the squad the entire time, just texting away.
Oh yeah.
Had to let him know that we had a dog. We had 3 people. And we were like, well, since y'all told us not to leave this spot, we're making a fire. A fire big enough for y'all to be able to see us. So we ended up pretty much making a miniature bonfire right there in the middle of the trail.
Well, I don't.
He was cool with it. He was like, that's fine. That's great. Great idea. Because you got to think, we had already ran out of water. We didn't have any food. We didn't know where a reliable water source was with it being dark. So we had to let them know these things.
It's the whole time, like you didn't get home until nearly the next morning.
Yeah, I know.
Um, the whole time I was thinking, he doesn't since he's going through the legal issues or whatever, he doesn't get out too much. So this might be just him out having a good time, but it's not typical for you to be like staying out of the house a whole
Yeah.
lot. So the whole time I was thinking in the back of my head, oh shit, something really did happen.
Yeah, I know you did. You called right after I got off the phone after we got off the phone with them, and I was having to send you
To voicemail, and you don't even have your voicemail set up.
to and and it took them a while, and about 30 minutes before they even got there, it decides it's gonna pour down raining right on top of us. It was insane. So as soon as it starts pouring down raining, I'm grabbing trees and just ripping them down and being like, "Yep, this is going in the fire." I'm doing everything I can to keep that fire going.
Yeah.
They got there, and then we rode on 4-wheelers out of there.
Well, I'm glad you got to come home. No kidding.
Yeah,
Uh,
I wouldn't have mind staying out there, but
there's no way I could have done that. Not the way that my ankle was messed up. There's no possible way. As a matter of fact, I'm still hurting, but luckily with those boots being high top, I got high top boots. Yeah, that's where it's at. I took the insoles out of my old shoes and stuff down in there. That helps a little bit. I mean, I would almost rather have my shoes on right now, except for the fact that
No.
it's time. They've been on all day. It's time to take some sun guns off.
Yeah, it was an experiment. Her experience. It was definitely an adventure.
I don't know if I would have been down with that at all.
I wouldn't have mind staying out there, but at the same time, I knew I had stuff I had to do dealing with my legal situation the following morning. So I did not want to miss that. And so I was freaking out, and his wife, she was freaking out. And the only thing I could do to calm her down, I looked into my book bag. I was like, hell yeah, I brought a flashlight. For some reason, I had a flashlight in my book bag.
That's perfect.
I grabbed the flashlight out of my book bag. I was like, if you start panicking, just turn this on. So every time you turn around, she was flickering it.
All right. Well, maybe she had some method to her chaos.
No, she was just freaking out.
All right, yeah, it's only Eric in the chat. It was we were late starting this thing up. Turns out the XSplit had an update today, so Eric, I know you want to go and do that update before you decide to go live again. And any other YouTuber that just so happens to be watching this later on, you might want to do that before give yourself ample amount of time before you go and
You're absolutely correct, man.
and
We planned on buying an actual paper map and taking a compass with us next time. For one, taking a couple bottles of water plus my camelback, and food, definitely.
you need to be prepared for stuff like that. And that's the type of stuff I would have on me, regardless of setting. If I'm going out for an activity, generally, I want to have um, stuff to you know get back to the house, or you never know what you're going to run into out
Well, yeah. Thing is, though, is we had enough water to last us the trip. We didn't plan on being out there
there as late as you were.
as late as we were.
Yeah, I can understand.
Like, it was one of those. We weren't expecting all the half the markers to be knocked down. That's another thing I forgot to mention. Because of all the storms that had been going through there, some of the markers were even knocked down. So it was hard to even read the trail itself. So that that was one of the reasons I think we got turned around so bad.
I didn't even know the weather had gotten so bad up there.
Dude, I saw trees twisted up and everything. I should have took some pictures of
You did take a lot of pictures. Folks, if you want to see those pictures, we posted the majority of them on the Scattered Smothered Experiment Facebook page. So go over there and take a look.
And you can, if you are on Instagram, you can go check out my Instagram at cnote2390.
Yeah, you can do that too.
And you can check, yeah, that's where most of them really are. Like, not all of them are on that page.
Right. Well,
I guess I should post them on there.
right. You have access to it. So.
Yeah.
Anything that you want to put on there, you feel free to do so. Anything you guys want to share with us, please do so. I would encourage you to use either the Facebook page or go to our Twitter. That's SS_experiment, and send us a line, or drop us a tweet, whatever you want to do, whatever you'd like to do. That would be fine and dandy. So today there was supposed to be this walkout or protest.
It was supposed to be a no work, no shopping protest by the immigrants. And in my opinion, it was a slight failure because
It was a flop.
it was a flop completely. There were a couple people that stayed out of work, but I guarantee that was just because of the fact that they're lazy.
Well, I don't know if that was because they were lazy or because they were like, hey, it's like senior skip day.
The people that one of them, she probably really did it for the protest, but one of the other people, it's because she's lazy.
Oh, yeah.
It's because she's lazy.
Right. Well,
I'm not gonna name names on that, but she's lazy.
Okay, and this might be on the verge of stepping on some toes, but this is simply how I feel, and this is how a rational person would approach the situation. Listen, if you guys are worried about the current state and oh shit, it's time, like things are starting to get tight. Here's an idea. Let's try to work on the process of becoming a citizen. Let's try to do that. And if you do have stuff back home that you don't want to let go and you don't want to become a citizen because of that, then it's time for you to decide to go back and make that a good place to live, right?
Yeah.
Um, I, I know that's probably a little bit easier said than done, but at the same time, if you left something there
To come over here.
to come over here, I'm not understanding why you didn't just the good thing that you left over there, why it's not here too. Is it because now this is just speculation? This might be a complete conspiracy. What I've heard is that you can come over here as an immigrant and work for a couple of years, and if you're smart with your money, you can go back with as a freaking millionaire.
I've heard from quite a few people that that's exactly what they're doing.
Right. And in but
That doesn't mean all of them are that way. It just means that those certain people
okay, if this is happening all the time, why isn't the money that's been going back and forth for the better part of my entire life, why hasn't that helped grow the 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 the, the system down there?
because of the
Or have we developed a an environment that that is supreme for the taking?
that's exactly it. We haven't, but people are doing stuff to better the the certain people I'm thinking of. They told me that they're doing it to look out for the future generations of their family. But at the same time, well, you've already gotten yourself to the point where you're set up. So if you want to become a legal citizen, you should become a legal citizen, or you should simply decide to go back.
Right. These I'm I don't know. I am not against you guys being here, but let's go about it the legal way. Let's go about it the right way. Let's go about it the right way. That's all I'm saying. There's a right way and a wrong way to do it. And if you're concerned that you're not going to be able to stay here because you're not a citizen, fix it. That's fix it. That's what America is about. Hey, we overcome our problems. We don't we don't cry about it.
Exactly. We get through it and we move on.
And I think that spirit is lost a lot, lost today. Really. Um, it's
Uh, it's it's a situation that I'm I'm very disappointed in it, but it also shows where what people's real views are. That
I thought it was, and I've seen reports of it being successful in other parts of the country, um, but here, no, no. Those people came to work because they had to support their families. That's what they're here to do. They supporting their families, and I don't know what I think it's time. Hey, look, let's start doing the work to become a citizen. And if that means that everybody has to take the test, if that means that I have to take the test, fuck it. Let's do it. Let's do it together. Let's freaking do it together. I'll do it. I'll do it with you. I'll freaking learn the stuff that I've got to learn. I'll guess what? I'll show you that a dumbass from Georgia can learn to do it. Anybody can.
if I fail though, I need somebody to do a true DNA test to find out where I am from,
Well,
so they can send me back to where I came from. I'm just saying.
well,
I'm okay with that.
no, I want to. No, I'm. I know there's no risk in me taking it, but there's really no risk in you taking it. You're already under the gun as it is. Why not freaking bite the bullet and let's see about getting the citizenship. I, there's a lot of people right now that are freaking out.
Yeah.
People that I
That
I
we
care
care
for.
about. Yeah. There's a lot of people that we care about that are having to deal with this stuff because of the fact
And
that
I hate to see
all
them
the
in pain. I hate to see them in pain and see worry on their face. But what do we need to do to fix it?
I had a young lady have them start getting a migraine today because she was stressing out about the situation so much, and she is a a legal American citizen now. She has been for a long time, but she was still stressing it so much, and I felt so bad for her. She ended up having to go take some medicine that makes her loopy as shit.
Loopy.
That's the most appropriate way to say it. Because she's like, "Ah."
$49,000. This is from E. He says $49,000 is equal to 1 million pesos. That's a million pesos. Loads of money, if you say. No kidding.
That
Like,
is a lot of money.
dude, that's the price of like a pickup truck.
Yeah.
That's a Chevy pickup truck. It's not a Ford. Ford's more expensive than that because they didn't take the buyout. So, but
I know for a fact there's one of the guys that works with us. He's got not one, but two ranches. Two ranches. Cattle.
cattle?
Whatever, cattle farms, whatever. He said that they had a lot of land, a lot of farm land, whatever, with cattle.
He's a rancher. Right.
But
If you guys are just tuning in, we're discussing, current thing. It, you missed Cliff talking about his trip to Cheehaw and how crazy that was. We've moved on and talking about today's little quote unquote protest or strike,
whatever you want to call it.
financial strike. Uh, yeah.
Strike against economy. I guess that's how you would put it.
Okay, so what else we got here? So you said earlier you were talking about the somebody was forced to join the military or go to jail.
Yeah, I tried to find something.
But you had a conversation with someone today about that.
They were just talking about it, and they were talking about they would just go to jail instead of joining the military. I didn't know if you had heard anything. That's why I even brought it up. Like, I know way back in the 70s, our uncle apparently had to join the military or do jail time.
It was
And
the 80s.
no, it was the 70s.
No,
Dude, I'm telling you.
it was the 80s, man. He was still here in the States in the 80s.
That doesn't mean that he.
No, he was. No, I know it was the 80s.
How do you know it was the 80s?
Because in 1981, he was still a kid.
How old was he?
Um, maybe 18 or 19. Like, he could have been in the military, but I know he wasn't there until later, like closer to the mid 80s is when that occurred. So probably about that same time that I'm thinking about that.
I know now they technically can't do that. I was reading a little bit, and because of regulations, there's there's a lot of regulations when it comes to joining the military now, and it was just a question I was curious about myself. 'Cause I didn't know if I didn't know if Trump had mentioned something like that, or if anybody else had mentioned anything about it. I was just I brought it up simply because I was curious.
I have no idea, but I know one thing. I love the old timers that hang out at Johnny's bar. I love those old guys and old gals too. But you hang out, you speak with them, and they talk about military service as if it is a crown. And and I do appreciate it. I do appreciate it. Some of them to had a choice to join, and some of them were drafted. But they're talking about how they should implement the draft again. And here's the thing. Here's a better. Let's ask this question. Why in the world do we want to go down that route? Why do we have to prepare for war like that, man? Are we still that much of a freaking monkeys just hanging out in this big blue ball that we gotta?
Well, you gotta think.
We're so attached to ideology.
You gotta think this way though, man. They're in the military.
What's happening, brother?
They're going to say that. That's just something. That's what all old school vets.
And I love them to death. And you know what? I appreciate their stories. Because the lady asked me, she's like, "What are you going to talk about whenever you get this age?" I'm going to talk about how technology took over our lives, or took over some people's lives. You know, people's gonna start getting the freaking chip and the contact lens where you can see everything, and
I don't know, some of them old folks
getting so plugged in.
I hate to say it, but I hope I don't live this. I hope I don't live that long. Some of it's just one of those things. Some people that age, they're barely even getting around, so I don't know if I would even want to be around that long. If I am, I am, but I'm not even looking that far ahead. I'm thinking about today.
Yeah.
I'm having a hard time even thinking about tomorrow.
Speaking of which, tomorrow's freaking Friday.
It's Friday Eve, folks.
It is Friday Eve. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Looks like B Rich has joined the chat.
What's going on, man?
Yeah. What else do we have here? Anniston Army Depot. That's what I was going to talk about.
What's going on there?
Well, the Trump's freeze on federal employment evidently, according to the Anniston Star. Now, I have no idea.
You can't trust them folks.
I don't know them from Adam's house cat, but what they're reporting is that they've had to let a whole bunch of people go due to the fact that he's put a hiring freeze.
Well, that doesn't make any sense. Why would they let people go because of a freeze? That means that they would have to open up more slots simply to hire more folks. That's stupid.
No, it's dumb. I don't think it's true. So I'm saying that now. It's false. False, Aniston Star. Calling you out. You're fake news. This from the same town that said that you can't wear a pair of blue jeans down Noble Street. That's a law there. That's an actual law. We Sunday on the Truth Lounge, we talked about different crazy laws, and I've seen one for Aniston specifically where you can't wear a pair of blue jeans down Noble Street.
That doesn't surprise me. There's a city out west that you can't sell donut holes.
Yeah. Where's that?
It was on that little app I had.
Actually, I think we discussed that Sunday. So I guess you'll have to go back. I think somebody brought that up. You can't sell donut holes in
such and such
Winchestersonville, Iowa.
Iowa. It might have been in Iowa. You never know.
It probably wasn't Iowa. Weird Halloweens. Daniel T. What it be with thee? I'll never say that again. You guys can stop running in terror.
Oh god. What else do we have?
What else have we got?
Yeah.
Plead to the public not to get vaccinations. There, so iCitizenNews.net. There was an article. I believe B put it up. As a matter of fact, while he's in there in the chat, talking about 4 or more people have died from the flu, but nobody's reporting the fact that it was due to
I was
well, it
watching
wasn't
that.
due to the fact that they got vaccinations, but they just so happened to get the vaccination.
Yeah.
So, yeah, freaking strange. I know for a fact that kids should not be getting the vaccination quite as quickly. The vaccinations, that's plural,
That
quite as early as they do. I've got a friend right now who his son was fine until they started sticking him with freaking needles, and now he's fighting hard to come back, but it's been a rough year for him, man.
that's been going on for a while now.
Well, it's been a rough 2 years. The time goes by pretty fast. Uh, he should have been. He was almost to the point to where he was crawling whenever they gave him that last freaking run of the mill where they're like they just hit him so freaking fast. He was almost crawling at that point, and that set him way back, dude.
Yeah, I
Like
know.
he's just now at 2 years old. He's just now starting to be able to hold the bottle. Like
Yeah, I
my
know.
buddy was so freaking excited because he could hold the bottle again. It's because they put him on CBD oil,
Yep.
and they've gradually worked it up to where he's got like the highest amount now as possible. But due to that, like he's beginning to eat more. He's
He's
starting
slowly starting to grow.
his cognitive abilities are popping up. He's getting stronger both mentally and physically. It seems he's beginning to take steps towards developing. So I'm excited about it. He's excited about it, but nonetheless, the reason why they're going through that is because of vaccination.
And to those of you that say that cannabis is not a medicine, you're a fucking idiot.
Oh, okay,
That
calm
little
down.
child
Look,
is.
you're biased. You when you get really so passionate about that, and I am too. I know that it's a medicine, but I feel like whenever you begin to start calling, people are gonna stop listening to you as soon as you start saying you're a fucking idiot. Because when people hear that, they that you would shut down.
Yeah, you're right. I apologize, but I still think you're stupid.
What the heck kind of backsided apology was that? What was that?
It wasn't an apology, it was sarcasm.
I apologize, but you're an idiot.
I'm just saying, man. Like, there's so many people that are just like, oh, it's a drug, it's bad, it's evil.
But yeah, there's definitely still this reefer madness thing. It's in the back of people's minds, and it's hard. It's really hard to shake people from that, especially here in the South.
Yeah. Like, I had to tell somebody to go watch that video,
What video?
the Reefer Madness video,
Well,
because of the fact that he had no idea about it. He didn't know anything he uses, but he has no knowledge when it comes to that. He just knows that it helps him, and he does it because it makes him feel good. It makes him feel normal. but he has no knowledge when it comes to why it's illegal or anything like that. And I was like, dude, just watch the video. You'll
Right.
see how stupid it is.
Right. And actually, Joe Rogan was talking about this the other night, and he was talking about the fact that yeah, cannabis gate is real. That's
Yep.
I believe it's true. I believe it's true, my friend. But he was talking about the fact that, and we all know this, the jail is a business, right?
Yep.
Punishment is a company. It the laws are specifically the way that they are, primarily because it is gainful for some to keep people incarcerated. The way that he put it, I had never even thought about before. I was simply going on the idea. I forget what it was called. That freaking program that was at Troup County, where the inmates you had to pay to 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 speak to an inmate,
Yep.
or video chat with an inmate, or
And they would kill you with commercials.
right. The anytime that you spoke on the phone, it was 3 minutes of commercial before you got to speak to
Yep.
the person on the inside. And all it was, hey, if for $35 you can do this and
this and this and this
right,
and this.
you can buy them a package, buy them a gift bag,
It's
two pairs of socks, two pairs of underwear,
bullshit. It's so
and a
much
pack of ramen noodles.
bullshit. Fuck ramen noodles, man.
You say that now, but I know he was on the inside.
Yeah, I know.
When you was on the inside, that was like
That was that shit. On the inside, that was that shit.
But
Man. What's next?
What's next? You want to get off this topic, man?
Yeah.
We really don't have much anything else. B is in the chat. You guys should go over to his Twitter and look for the link to sign up and go to the party this summer. I think they've finally they've said the last week of August. I believe.
Last week of August.
If I'm incorrect about that, please do let me know in the chat there. And yeah.
Turn up early for my birthday. Shit.
Turn up early for your birthday?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, September rolling around. So yeah, that's gonna be fun. We're definitely going.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna go ahead and get our tickets tomorrow. And I hope people understand the only reason why there are tickets anyway is because something's got to pay for the venue.
Yep.
And I'm gonna leave that at that. But something's got to pay for the venue, and it can't be.
We can't afford all of it on our own.
Right. Well, nobody can. Nobody should be expected to. It's not a for-profit situation. I'm sure even if there was a surplus of people that wanted to go.
Last week of August.
It's the last week of August. I think I said that. I'm not
You
sure.
said within the last 2 weeks of August. I think. Oh well. Party time!
Last week of August, it is going to be party time. Party time. You want to go down in Cleveland. Oh, and it's going to be warm.
Yeah, it's gonna be warm at that point.
It's not going to be cold.
We're not gonna have to wear jackets. I'm not wearing a jacket. I'll be acting like E in short sleeves, shorts, and some flip flops, man.
Flip flops?
Flip flops.
I'm not walking around Cleveland in no flip flops, bro. I don't care how warm it is. My
Oh
boots
yeah,
is going with me. They like to walk in that city. They love it.
oh, you're right. I'll wear my Chuck Taylors. I'll just put it that way.
Chuck Taylors.
Yep.
But yeah, that's gonna be fun. We're going, most definitely going. Even if there is a surplus of people, what I was getting around to, I can't. I don't know. To be honest, I could give two shits what the surplus is. I just know I'm going. Like I don't give a fuck. Why would anybody give a fuck? Just go, come, hang out with us, and
Hey, party!
and party. We're gonna party in Cleveland. It's going down. Yes, it is. All right. Oh, what was I going to talk about? For a second, for a split second, I had another topic we could discuss, and it's gone.
All right. Boom.
It's gone.
Boom.
It's done, bro.
Boom.
No,
Nothing.
it's not working. What was I talking about? Son of a gun, that's gonna drive me nuts for the rest of the night. I hope you're happy.
Boom. Not a damn thing.
Stop doing that noise.
I was doing the whole magic sound. Whoa.
Is that what it sounds like when magic happens?
Yeah, it does.
Crazy, man. You're crazy, bro. All right. I think that's I know we cut it short tonight. Just think of it like this: we didn't have the huge intro. Typically, I turn it on for 5 minutes and let people come in and hang out for a bit and listen to some music. But because I had to do the update on the XSplit, by the way, again, I'd like to express the fact that if you are a YouTuber and you like the live stream, go update your XSplit immediately. Don't wait any longer. Don't just go do it. Handle the business and then mess around on it because you know just be prepared because I was not prepared. I had to work late and then I BS'd around a little bit. Almost had to do it from my phone again, like episode 1. And if you were here, then okay, all right, we're at the point to where we quit talking and we start reading the chat. And I appreciate you guys popping up. Got Broderick Lyerman, we got B Rich, we got Eric M, we got Daniel T. I think there's more people watching than I'm actually seeing in the chat, participating in the conversation. But
yeah, there are a few.
We love you anyway. We love you guys if you do watch this later on too. The live show, it's cool to interact with people, but we appreciate it when you watch it afterwards as well.
Leave comments.
Hit the like button and the subscribe button if you haven't already.
If you have any suggestions, let us know.
Yeah, you can do that via Twitter or the Scattered Smothered Experiment Facebook page. That's a
wrap.
Is it wrap?
Is it?
Are you ready to go ahead and say your slogan thing?
What slogan, man? You're always talking shit about it.
Keep it scattered.
Keep it scattered. Keep it scattered.
Right on. All right. We're done. Y'all take it easy.